And we are live!
Hello everyone, and welcome to another thrilling episode of Those Are Biscuits. Yeah, we're running a little late today, because we can't read. But we're here now, and we're live. I'm Jonathan Cadotte, and with me as always is my good buddy, Owen Adams. How you doing there, champ?
I'm doing pretty well, considering the waste of time this session has been so far. What is this, 2 weeks in a row?
Yeah, we're having one hell of a run here.
We sure can pick 'em.
Okay, so just doing a little setup here. We'll be getting to the chat shortly. For those of you who don't know, we're playing a game called 3 on 3, which seems to be a online-only progression basketball game. And here's the thing, we're not going to be playing with each other right away, because apparently we need to earn more credits before we can start a crew in order to team up with each other. Or play against each other. Can we at least play against each other? Like, I feel like I should be able to just search for your name and play.
I don't know, but let's take a look. Let's see what we can do. Because I feel like that would be... The thing is, this game looks like it has a lot of potential, but then when it comes to stuff like that, it doesn't really work. So if I try and invite John, just to kind of give you guys the skinny, this is what happens. Let me try this again. So if I try and invite John, social here, I can invite him to my crew. That's the only thing I can do. It is not the statement, joined any crew. English is not this game's first language, by the way. You'll see that pop up every so often. So let's go play a game then. We're gonna get to 10,000 credits to make a crew. I do hope you don't have to have a minimum of 3 players for a crew, because that would be incredibly annoying. Hello in the chat to Pixel Pete. Hello to Mystique the Cute Blue Alien. Hello to Sinister Minister. Welcome, guys. How you doing? Mystique says, been sitting in Twitter waiting for notifications, and YouTube notified me first. That is a rarity.
Right?
Alright, so let's crew league. You participate in various roads, tournaments, arcade town. What about 1v1 against other ballers? Well, let's try this. Maybe we can... Oh, hold on. There's a mode at the bottom that says Auto, US East. Select server. Oh, you can actually pick different servers. I had to download the US version of this game. Oh, how about this? Free mode. You can play a game with invited users. No reward for play.
Nice. Okay. Well, I'm now 5,000 credits closer because I did the tutorial.
Hey, well done. Okay, I'm gonna try and invite you.
Okay.
I have invited you.
Oh, I got an invite. Although we've learned from the past that doesn't mean... Oh, hey! Hey, I'm in your team.
Sweet. Okay, now... And then we got another AI player.
Is that AI? Oh, yeah, okay.
Change the team of 2 characters. Change the team of 2 characters? Player setting, join the match, join the match, join the... Oh, wait, can we play online? Or do we have to... Do we have to go to the other side and...
No, I don't think so.
Whoa, what?
Oh, wait.
How did I do this?
What are we doing?
Change the team of 2 characters. Okay. Cancel AI. Is there a way to actually begin the game? Oh.
The lineup has been dismissed. Great.
Yeah, sorry about that. Press L3 to change AI settings. Okay, hold on, I'm gonna invite you again. We're trying to get a game together, it's not working out. Okay, right, I've sent you an invite. Oh, okay. So we can play like this, but we can only play against AIs.
That's okay, I guess.
Should we just try a game? Right, I've sent you an invite. That should work.
Okay.
We'll give it a go. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Those on Biscuits. This is a weekly sort of talk show we do. Although today it's going to be a show all about figuring out how to play with your friends in 3-on-3 freestyle. Let's see if we can earn credits like this. And if we can earn credits, we'll just do this till we get to the credits to set up a crew. What do you reckon?
I don't know. Wait time. Wait, they're level 10?
Oh, good. Let's do this. Go, Pedro! Tiny Bit Secret says that's always what this show is about. Sinister Minute says you have...
It's been a long-running narrative of us trying to slowly figure out 3-on-3, using other games as basis.
We're trying to figure out 3-on-3 basketball in Crossout. I think that's why we were having such a hard time.
Y'all ready for this?
Yeah, let's do this.
Oh, I'm playing. All right. Where am I? Okay, there I am.
Sweet. I was playing online with a player the other day, and they were basically completely refusing to ever pass the ball. So we kept losing because all the time they were just going for shots. You can actually call for shots if you press the pass button.
Okay.
Straight racking up those
And you can only steal if you're like dead in front of them, which is a little tricky.
Right.
It's very hard to get in just the right position.
Oh.
Whoa!
Wow. Stuff you pretty good in this game, apparently.
Now or never, baby.
Nice.
Oh, come on.
Jump shot.
Hey!
Well, so far our AI team is our top scorer, so
Yeah,
that's always good.
That's exactly my experience with it. My strategy when playing online has been, if I ever get the ball, pass it to one of the AI team members, and you will probably be fine.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Now we're in it. Now we're in it. All right.
Over here. Over here.
Okay.
Over
So,
here.
so how you been doing, Owen? How you been doing this week?
Well, not too bad. Hold on, let me just turn the...
Y'all ready?
Oh, I can't get to options in here. I want to turn the game audio down a little bit, but I've been pretty good, John. How have you been doing, my friend?
I'm doing all
My
right.
chum, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Hold on. Just going to quickly go to the party settings and...
You have to do something, Owen.
I am sorry, I had to quickly adjust my party audio. The game was drowning you out.
Right.
Hello, everybody. How you all doing? You having a lovely time? Drop in, say hello. Welcome to Those on Biscuits.
So I've been doing okay. I had actually a really good weekend, so that was nice.
Over here.
And so
No.
I had a really good weekend. I kind of walked into this weekend, my days off, I should say, with a goal in mind. I've been been real busy lately, and kind of under some stress, and I've been doing a lot of you know, I've been just busy, you know what I mean? Like,
Right.
and and so it was like, when this weekend came around, I was like, okay, you know what? Like, I have time, I have, like, nothing really planned. I can just, I can just relax. So on Saturday, I decided I'm gonna go out kayaking. Like, I've really fallen in love with kayaking.
How many times have you been since your first kayaking? I'm just curious.
Probably about 4 times now. Give or take. And so I was like, okay, I'm gonna go on kayaking. And I did this thing, and I'm really bad about it. Like I'm really bad at this whole like moderation thing. Like when I like something, I go all in. Like I'm that guy where it's like I really enjoy this. I'm gonna try and like get as much of it in it as I possibly can. So
Right.
I go out kayaking, and I end up going out there for 5 hours. 5 hours
you
of
do.
constant paddling.
The old 5-hour kayak.
And by the time I got back to shore, my arms were fucking killing me, dude. Like I was in so much pain. And I decided, like, okay, well, I get done kayaking, and the other thing that's going on Saturday was my favorite baseball team, the Brewers, were doing a doubleheader, which means they're playing 2 games in one day.
Sure. Oh, a double header is. You're not an idiot, Jonathan.
Well, you know, just well, you know, for me.
No, it's actually because the reason I know that is it's one of my favorite jokes on Frasier.
Fair enough.
Don't say I'm not an idiot, but it is it is literally someone explaining it to I think Niles what a doubleheader is. It's good. There. It's a running joke for that episode. It's good. It's alright. It's not a particularly funny story. Just continue.
Oh, wait, you gotta go behind the line. Pass it to me. Pass it to me. Okay, now we're good.
Almost out of time.
Put it up. There we go.
Sweet. We will win. Hello to Fuzzy. How you doing?
So-
Tiny Bit Secret says,
so,
do you
like,
rent
okay,
a
you know-
kayak or own one?
I own one. I actually own one.
John is a member of the Kayak Owners Society.
Yeah, we get a license, and you get stickers and a T-shirt, and there's a brunch I'm invited to every 3rd Saturday. It's pretty nice. Literally none of that exists.
I'm really sad now. I
love
want to
how
go
our
to the
teammates
kayak
just, like,
brunch.
Oh, I got the ball. I'm just gonna go. I'm just gonna shoot.
Yeah, do it.
Well, no, I mean like our teammate, our
Yeah, I don't know which one you are, John. No, I know which one you are. Don't worry about it.
All the way from downtown. Impressive.
But no, I own one, and I enjoy it. But okay, so after I finished kayaking, I decided, like, okay, I'm gonna go to my favorite bar and watch some baseball, man. Like it's an American pastime. Like I spent this beautiful summer day out in the sun, kayaking, enjoying the natural wonders around me. I'm gonna go drink some beer and watch some baseball. Like that was my goal. And
Did you
and I
sing
succeeded.
"Take Me Up to the Ball Game"?
no.
Boo.
But okay, so I succeed. I succeed what I want to do. The problem is that I spent 5 hours kayaking, which shoot. There we go.
Like a pro.
I spent 5 hours. Spent 5 hours kayaking. So when I get to the bar and order my beer, I order like a big, like, liter-size beer. Right? This thing is massive, and it's a
Oh,
big,
what a
heavy
surprise.
glass mug. It's a big, heavy glass mug, and so I grab this mug and I go to lift it up to my lips to take my first drink, and I just feel the shooting pain go across my shoulders, and I
the
have
old
to put the beer
pains.
down. And I realized, like, oh god, I've kayaked so much that I don't have the ability to lift my beer. And I tell the bartender, I'm like, oh man, I really messed up my shoulder. I'm having a hard time lifting this thing. And he looks at me, and he looks at me, he goes, well, one thing, that's funny as hell. 2, just use a straw. And I'm like, I've never thought about that before. Like, it never dawned on me to use a straw to drink beer, right? Because it's weird. Am I wrong in assuming this, that drinking beer through a straw is weird? It feels
really
weird.
We didn't earn any credits for that, by the way, which is lame.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
Alright, should we try that again?
Yeah, let's go. But so I have a straw, and here's the thing: I've committed to essentially 6 hours of baseball. I can't lift my beers, so I'm gonna spend all day just cocking my head over slightly and sucking my beer down with a straw.
All I'm picturing is you someone saying to you, "No one could have kayaked more than me today," and then you saying, "Hold my beer," because kayaks and arm tires and hold.
Like, hold my beer. No, seriously, please hold my beer. Like, I'm in so much pain.
Go. Going for a jump shot. They switch into the deep.
Is it just me, or is your character never what you think they're going to be when you actually jump for something?
Oh, absolutely.
Like,
Oh, goddamn.
Jump!
Go, please. But so yeah, like the looks. I mean, what was astounding me though? I'm open. I'm open.
I'm right by the
Never mind.
basket.
Over here. Over here.
Boo!
You know, okay. So just to let you know, when you're on defense, it actually points to who you should be like standing next to.
Fair enough.
I'm open. I'm wide open. Ball hog.
Sonic the Ball Hog. Actually, to be honest, I think that's a very different cartoony video game.
Oh shit! They saw the ball.
Whoa! Get it!
Get that
Square!
weak shit
Square
out
for the
here! Oh come on! They
refund!
saw the ball. But yeah, I knew it was kind of weird, right? To drink beer from a straw, but all right. So it's Owen against these three. That's cool.
Or maybe if you could get your hands on the ball once in a while, maybe you'd be...
No, it really can't. It starts with you. Like. Play some defense, god damn it! Pass me the ball! Okay,
Better
I'm
make
shooting.
the shot. You
Nope.
son of a bitch!
That was my one chance, I took it!
My one chance at greatest. I can imagine you like the Death Star run at the end of Star Wars. Luke's turned off his targeting scanner. He's almost at the exhaust point, and then you just flying with your X-wing. I got this, Luke! Smashes his X-wing out of the way. This is my one chance to be a hero.
Damn it! Damn it!
Luke Skywalker burns into a fleshy pulp.
Worth it.
You just fly
No,
away from the
no.
Death Star, which does
Don't-
not explode. Oh, looks
No
like I
one tell
missed.
me you're open. I ain't doing shit. Yeah.
Hello to Chicken Lisa. Hello to Loose Corner. How you doing, guys? Welcome.
Alright.
Ball! It's my favorite call. Ball! Not like, hey, pass, or I'm open. Ball! Like Ernest. Ernest saves basketball. Pass me the ball, Vern! Oh, they are really beating us this time. We beat them last time. That's not fair. They got the same AI.
They're only beating us by 4. Honestly, if we would just play a little defense, we would be okay. But so yeah, that was my weekend though. But well, actually, that's not all I did with weekend. Like I really, you ever been in that mode where it's like I have to just stop, right? I have to just slow down. I have to just relax, you know. Usually that happens to me when I'm driving down the expressway and I'm going like 90. I'm like, I need to slow down.
Yeah, you just need to stop right now. Thank you very much. You need somebody with the human touch.
Human touch, yeah, exactly. You know, I love that song. I'm not even lying. You can't shoot yet. You can't shoot.
I wasn't trying to shoot. I'm trying to get past this person.
You know what helps doing that? Passing.
I was gone, but they were in front of me. I got the ball from them in the first place. Shut your face. Bow. I'm doing it, John. Oh, it's my one chance.
You are the worst.
Alright, there you go. Shut your face. Shut your griping.
God.
No! Yeah, get it! Dived like Kevin Costner in The Bodyguard.
Oh, come on! Go in!
This is where we don't pass you the ball.
Shut up! Shut up!
Chicken Lisa says, I'm good, but I'm melting because it's so hot. Bow. Whoa! Skills, John!
Damn!
How should they win it by now, John? Bow!
I just like how that girl says that. Wow.
Bow! Like I said, it's like Ernest.
Yeah.
Throw me the ball, Vern!
Over here. Give me an alley-oop. Send it over here.
Oh, that's smooth. You need an alley-oop. Rebound.
Go, Johnny, go! Go, Johnny, go! Bow!
Wow. We can come back. We only got 9 seconds to do it, but we can do it.
Yeah, if we machine gun the balls into the basket. Get it, AI player! Oh, well done, John.
Oh, come on! That's uncalled for.
I like that.
It was after the buzzer, and they're like, boom, get that shit out of here.
Mind you, random player didn't do that well this turn.
No. The other thing I did on my weekend, though, was I decided I was going to indulge a little bit in some of my vices.
Oh, yeah?
And I,
So I hired a
I bought my-
prostitute.
Yep. I was strapped up in the closet, choking on a belt, getting words seared into my flesh.
In that moment, I truly was a member of the Carradine family.
What I've always longed for. Some people wish that they grew up to be firemen. Some people want to be policemen. Some want to be army men. I wanted to be a Carradine.
Have you ever seen that Seinfeld, The Marine Biologist?
I don't believe so.
So there's an episode, it's during the period in the show when George is unemployed. And Jerry's walking down the street and happens to bump into an old friend from high school. And she asks if he still sees George. And because he's unemployed, he's too embarrassed to say that George is basically like a loser. So he tells her he's a marine biologist. And then George manages to meet her and get a date with her, but has to pretend to be a marine biologist.
Nice.
And then when he's on a date with her, a whale beaches while they're on the date. And he's telling the story. She said, "What am I gonna do?" So I walked into the water. The skies parted. And I tell you, Jerry, in that moment, I was a marine biologist. This is one of my favorite ever Seinfeld moments. But so you partook of some of your vices.
Yeah.
Which ones? And how much help do you need?
No, I bought a cigar and I drank some brandy, listening to some jazz. Those are my vices.
Well, Hitler thought jazz was a vice, you know.
Yeah.
He believed it was animalistic. Were you listening to that kind of jazz? Were you like
No.
rutting a saxophone?
I hate the saxophone.
I don't mean listening to it. Were you just getting intimate?
Yeah. I think it's a pretentious looking instrument, you know. Ooh, look at me, I have two bends. Blah, 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 blah. I'm basically a weak looking number 2.
I love the sax.
No, I don't like the sax. I really don't. And like part of it stems from like when I was in band in high school. Because I was a trumpet player in high school, and us and the saxophones had like a kind of a rivalry going on.
Well, so what you're telling me is your feelings of the saxophone are actually a deeply held high school rivalry?
No, it's not, but like it's one of those situations like because I didn't particularly care for the people who were saxophone players in high school that like I had to teach myself not to enjoy the sound. And it's been kind of hard to kind of get over that.
Tiny Bit Secret says, John's audible disdain for your love of sex.
Oh, sorry. I should say it in a language you understand.
The only saxophone song half the saxophone players in the world know. I remember once a girl I used to live with in university. We shared a house. One of my housemates telling us once. So yeah, we were walking through town and there was a busker playing a saxophone, and I shouted out, "Play Baker Street," and he did right off, and he knew the whole song. I was like, "Oh, really? A saxophone player knows Baker Street? Wow!"
Right.
Like, even if he didn't, you could probably just sing it into the sax, couldn't you? That's what I want. I want a saxophone that is just like a megaphone shaped like a sax. You know, like an ear trumpet, but shaped like a sax. I just want to stand on the street singing like a saxophone shaped kazoo. Can we have that, please?
Please.
Citizen
Why do they have
says
square
play
heads?
Freebird.
Why do these people have square heads?
Oh yeah, the audience are just like little blockos. Play Freebird on a saxophone. If I leave here tomorrow.
Sorry. No, I can play Freebird on a saxophone. It's
Freebird Street.
Freebird Street.
What really disappoints me the most about Baker Street is the song isn't about Sherlock Holmes at all.
Isn't it like a bar? It's like it's really, really mundane shit.
I wish it was about bread.
Dan? Bow.
Bow.
I'm open.
Give me the bow. Gotta save Christmas.
See, you hear Ernest. I hear like E.T. Bow.
Bow. Be good. Bow. I do hear Ernest. Bow. You don't know how much it's entertaining me to immediately pass it to the AI player instead of you. Bow.
I just like saying ball at this point.
Yeah. Bow. This is what the next stream should be. No game. Bow.
Just ball.
Bow.
I'm open. Give me an alley-oop.
I'm not even jumping anywhere near the ball.
No, you're not.
I got it!
Mine. Ball.
After it's already landed. To me! I would like to inform you that I am open!
I cordially invite you to pass me the ball. Just
I'm open. Ball. Over here. Give me an alley-oop. Give me an alley-oop.
Perfect form.
Well, at least I wasn't as late as you. That was pretty good. It bounced back like a foot. I got it!
Over here.
oh, get there. It's all you, Owen. You can do it. You can do it.
Yeah! I dunked the ball!
he took the ball and scored.
I did!
Ball.
Ball! Ball!
No, they had the ball and they scored. Now I got the ball. This man keeps saying a key, a key. No, it's a ball, not a key. A key is for a door, you dumb bastard.
Get me out! Up with the ball!
Out, look, I took the ball and I scored.
Ball in the
that.
basket! The ball!
No, they got the ball now. I want the ball. Ball! 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 Oh, look, I got the ball.
Hey, the ball!
My ball! Yeah, look, over there, there's more balls.
We're one! Ball!
Look what I do with my ball. Look, MVP, ball.
BBB! Ball, ball, ball!
Big ball of ball.
Ball. Hello, XPNCE32 says, hello people, I haven't seen your streams in a while. Well, you're very welcome, XP. We lost about 2 viewers for that, by the way. Don't get too carried away.
Well, don't worry. You've come just in time to watch us, expertly handle ball.
That's John, expertly handling balls.
Yes. Me and my ball.
Ball.
Ball. I don't want to change. I'm gonna say with Cindy. Can we just change it all to Cindy? Is that possible, or do we have to be different characters? So everyone can just be like, ball!
Done.
Yes!
Ball.
Yep, ball!
Ball. Oh man, we can change the AI as well.
He has LOL ball? Question mark?
Ball.
Yeah, ball! Round things, like a sphere. They bounce. Ball, man! Ball!
Ball. That's what you say when you won the ball. Ball.
Ball!
Sinister Minister says that's a lot of Cindy. 42936, you could say she's got a bow.
Only see 5'3". Oh God, it's a jump ball. Ball.
Bow. I'm open. Bow. Well, she's not saying the. Yeah, it's just saying ball anymore. Come on. Bow.
Damn.
Y'all ready?
I'm open. I'm open. Ball.
Bow.
Ball.
All the way from downtown.
Bow.
Ball.
Bow.
But that's been my weekend. It was kayaking. It was beer through a straw. It was brandy, and it was a cigar. What was your weekend like, man?
A cigar. I thought you were quitting smoking. How's that going?
I haven't smoked any. You don't inhale cigars.
Oh, I know. I'm just saying.
No, but I haven't smoked any cigarettes lately.
How's it going?
About 2 months.
Are you missing
About
them?
2 months I haven't smoked. Moments. There's definitely moments where it's like, oh God, I just would love to have a cigarette after, like with my morning coffee or, something like that. Wow.
Bow.
Coming up on the buzzer.
Shoot, man.
Sorry, did you say as in shoot man or shoot a man?
I mean, same difference.
Nice pass. Nice pass. Impressive.
So do you feel better having quit the smoking? Have you noticed any impact on like your health yet?
I think so. Like it's kind of hard to gauge, like, cause, like here. Oh my God.
Run, Cindy's! Bow!
Bow.
Bow!
It's hard to tell because, like, the thing is, like, they tell you, like, oh yeah, you'll feel so much better when you stop smoking, blah blah. The thing is, the recovery process to like recover from the damage done from smoking takes a long time. Like,
Right. Yes.
I think it's like 5 years before you get back to what your like lung capacity was before you started smoking. Like 100%.
I know that, you know when they show you pictures of like smokers' lungs and they're all like black and stuff?
Yeah.
I know that it takes 10 years for a year of the stuff built up on smoking to clear. Or it can take something, I think it's something like that. But
I think it's a year per 10.
Oh, a year per yes, sorry. The other way around. I meant the other way around. I didn't, in my head, I meant it that way. That would be, no one would ever get any better at that rate.
Right.
But yes, that's from what I understand, so.
Shoot!
Bow!
Over here. I'm open.
Ball!
I'm
Bow.
open!
I'm open, ball!
Bow! Open for bow!
XBNC says, Cindy, hey, pass me the ball! Me, what the fuck? Yeah, pretty much, man.
Except she doesn't say, hey, pass me the. Bow!
It's just ball! Ball!
Bow!
I just imagine her crawling through like rain and mud, just ball!
I was picturing the scene in the secret lab in Alien Resurrection, where they come in and find all the the Ripley clones. Just a mutant Cindy roaming through. Bow.
What the hell's going on here?
Yeah, punch her! that is basically what happened, right?
Ball?
Bow.
Well, yeah. So, I've never been one, like, it's actually kind of funny, like, with me and cigars, I've never been, like, an aficionado with cigars at all. There was, like, one brand that I really liked, and the thing was, like, it's, like, what they call infused, cigar. So like they add like a little flavor to it.
Right. That makes sense.
Yeah, you know, a
Is
lot
it
of people are like, oh,
butthole? Because as we know, buttholes taste like tobacco.
That's a natural. Oh, that's a natural taste already. You don't have to infuse that. You know? That's like infusing water with water.
That's like my favorite Twitter thread discovery of all time.
Oh yeah.
Well, aside from Elon Musk calling that diver a pedo because he didn't like his submarine. They're now calling that the most expensive tweet.
Oh, is it?
He is talking about suing. So people keep calling that the most expensive tweet, which I think is pretty funny.
I think he should at this point. Like,
absolutely, and he would win.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, crap.
I mean, let's be fair. They'd probably settle, right?
It depends on why you did it. Like, if you just wanted to sue Elon Musk and win.
XPNC says, you guys play Fortnite? I doubt it, though. What's Fortnite?
Wow. Is that Fortnite?
But yeah, like, I've never been, like, really an aficionado on cigars. Like, I liked the one, and that was it. You know? Like, but when
you don't
I got
have, like,
there,
a box of Cubans?
Right, like, I'm never gonna be that guy. Like, you know, ooh, these were hand-rolled by virgin monks, you know.
Virgin monks.
Whatever.
As opposed to all those really sexually active monks.
Look, alright, what happens in the rectory stays in the rectory.
John, I always thought you were going to say, look, what I did in the rectory. John spent 1 week in a rectory and ruined a whole order of monks.
Just kick open the door, fellas. You guys ever played strip poker? It's pretty easy with monks, because you win one hand, they have to all get naked.
Moved through them like the Spanish flu.
The flu?
Specifically the Spanish flu.
Yes, the Spanish flu. Give me 1 second here. I gotta swap out my earphones.
Yeah, do it. Hello, everybody in the chat, by the way. I suppose I should keep the podcast going. Welcome. We've been doing this for a long time now. 163 episodes. Probably going to be a little shorter today because I know John's got something he's going to be heading off to, and we kicked it a little bit late today, but we're having a good time. Playing a little bit of, Playing a little bit of 3-on-3 freestyle here. Making a few minor adjustments to the game. I can hear myself. This is really cool. Help! I'm being trapped in Jonathan's apartment. He's cloned me. Ah, shit. He solved the echo. There we go. This is the perfect team lineup, I've decided. We have John to get back here, playing a little bit of 3-on-3 Freestyle today. This is a free-to-play game, by the way. It's on PS4, maybe on other systems as well. I don't know. I haven't checked. But check it out. It's pretty good. Bow. I like just being able to hear John away there. Like Heavy Rain. Sean! Bow. 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 Sean! Sean! Bow. Bow. This is a really entertaining show today. Just me and John shouting ball at each other. I don't like it. So, other than that, how are you guys in the chat? Drop in, say hello. I would love to take your questions, your comments. We'll get into these as much as we can.
Yep,
and,
I'm back.
Welcome back. Should we start a game?
Yeah, sure.
Bow. Says, Sinister in the chat says, bow.
Oh shit. It's so much Cindy. So much bow.
Bow.
XPNC in chat says bow.
Bow.
I don't care if it's so stupid. That's so funny to me right now. Bow. Have you seen the heels on their shoes? Like,
Okay, it's Cindy with the bow. Passes to Cindy. Moves it over to Cindy and making it way around Cindy. Now Cindy has possession in the bow.
Cindy takes a shot. Cindy scores.
She bows. She bows.
Cindy passes to Cindy. Cindy drives the lane. Cindy takes a shot and it's good.
Bow.
I'm open.
Cindy to Cindy to Cindy to Cindy. Cindy shoots.
Bow.
Cindy scores.
Bow.
Bow. Bow. Bow. Bow. Bow. Bow.
I see now a Pokemon called Ball. Bow.
Y'all ready for this?
Lose Corner says, "Can this be the stream? We'd shout ball every 15 seconds." That's what we've been doing. Like that.
Bow.
Bow. But yeah, so what have you been doing this weekend?
Do you know, actually not that much. I've been watching a little bit of Star Trek at the moment. I'm rewatching TNG from the beginning, and having a good time with it, because I do that every so often just because I'm a Trekkie a little bit. I'm not a mental Trekkie, but you know, normal human being like Star Trek, I suppose, is probably a better way of describing myself. I'm not a lunatic. So I've been doing that. I've been chilling. You know, actually, I don't have much to say at the moment because I've been kind of busy, but not doing interesting things. What I did do, I suppose, is I set up a Twitch channel properly, and I did some Twitch streaming because I've been meaning to test that out.
Okay, so since you brought up Twitch, I actually wanted to bring this up with our audience because I feel like over here on this channel we have a much smaller viewership, and we have some people who show up to almost every stream, and we love you guys to death.
Whoa, all right.
Bow. But my question for you guys, especially those who tune in regularly to our weekly show, how would you guys feel about us doing this show on Twitch? Just general opinion.
Also, worth pointing out, we would still be doing it on YouTube.
Yes. It wouldn't just be we're ditching YouTube. It would be it would be opening up another venue essentially. Do you guys have preferences? You guys have opinions?
Yeah.
Loose Corner says, "I like the idea." So multi-streaming, yeah. Thing is, like, this channel is not big enough, so we can't monetize anyways. So,
Yeah, spreading
we
it
don't
around.
have to worry about,
Spreading it around a little bit.
Yeah, basically trying to open it up a little bit. Trying to, basically try to expand our viewership a little bit. Oh, we're tied at halftime.
We're dead.
See,
Out in the
Sinister
bow.
Mischief says, "I would watch YouTube, but I would watch YouTube, but Twitch would be an option for me too." Yeah. XBNC says, "I wouldn't mind. It's a good, simple idea." Loose Corner says, "Guys, I think you're ballistic." Haha, yeah.
But ballistic means like guns, not like great or like angry.
Well, I mean, like, people use a lot of like adjectives for good, that don't necessarily mean good. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but is ballistic one of them?
Like, awesome doesn't necessarily mean good either, but everyone, says that.
Well, sure, but if you say someone went ballistic, you mean like they went angry, right?
or you know, if someone's like, "Oh man, you went crazy while that playing that game," like you were like, "This did really good," you know, something like that.
Oh, sure, but that's one people use. I've never heard people use ballistic like that.
I'm open.
You know what I mean?
I guess. Bow,
You just want to say ball again, didn't you?
bow,
Bow!
bow.
I'm open. Over here. I'm open.
Perfect.
Over here.
Y'all need a clutch play right quick.
Whoa! I thought that wasn't going to go in then.
I'm open. I'm open.
What is it about American games and the whole American sports and the whole game basically ending every time
What's that?
someone scores? I said, what is it about American sports and the whole game basically stopping once someone scores and starting again? Really weird trend.
Soccer's like that.
Oh, no, it's not really. Oh, you're right. I
No,
suppose it is a little
it-
bit.
A little bit. It's like you guys literally like reset the thing at the center of the field after a point.
Yeah, you're right. Joy just found out what soccer is like, where it comes from, the word.
Oh, where the term soccer comes from?
Yeah,
Yeah, I know.
I only found out.
I know what it is.
What do
You
you
don't know?
think it is?
I can explain. No, I actually know what it is.
What do you think? Unless you're wrong.
No, it actually comes from when soccer was, well, it actually started in England,
Yes.
the term.
Yeah, because my dad used to call it soccer.
Yeah, there was essentially, two groups. There was, like, like, association of football, and then there was, like some other thing, like...
It was rugby. They used to call rugby football in its early days.
Right, but, like, it comes from the two groups that were playing football.
Yeah,
And they
but it's rugby.
shortened
They used to
one-
call rugby football.
That's something actually different. I read this. I sat there and read this whole stupid article about it because it was when the U.S. was doing good in the World Cup back when it was in South Africa.
Sure, but the other football that you're thinking of was legitimately rugby, because in the early days they
Okay.
called it rugby football.
Anyways, it was this group called like the Association of Football Players or something like that.
No, it's the name of the game.
Them,
It's the name of the game. The
Yeah,
game
they
is
ca-
called Association
okay.
Football.
okay, yeah, and they called them soccers, right? The
Yep.
people who played it were called soccers.
I did not know this until quite recently, which was interesting.
Yeah.
Apparently at the time it was very common to shorten trendy to shorten words like that. To like ER endings, do you know what I mean?
Right.
But what I want to
Which
know is were a
I'm
lot of
glad
different
we got
people
rid of.
were a lot of people mispronouncing association?
Association.
Right.
Y'all ready for this?
Do you know to this day we have two versions of rugby?
Yeah, I do know that actually.
And that it's like
is it like 5s and 3s or something like that, or
it's rugby league
fives
and
and-
rugby union.
yeah.
And there is quite a rivalry between those who think, like, there are a lot of people who think that one is better than the other.
Oh, absolutely. You're always gonna have that.
But it's because the rules were basically trademarked, so if you wanted to have a league of your own, you couldn't play. I think it was rugby league first. You couldn't play that officially, otherwise, unless you were part of the official association. Otherwise, they would run you out of town. You know what I mean? They own the game. So
We'll run you off the pitch. We put-
union set
Here
up
we play
separately,
ball.
and yeah. But the general consensus is that the second one invented is the inferior game, I think. Because
Wow,
they
they're
had to
killing
they
us.
had to make arbitrary changes to to make the game, you know? So they weren't
Right.
done for the good of the game, certain rule changes. Which I find kind of interesting. There's lots of stuff around sports I find interesting, but I'm just not interested in sports. I was reading about the...
You know, and that's the funny thing, is like, so much about sports is like, that's interesting, has nothing to do with the sport itself. I've discovered.
Well, like, I was recently reading the story of the fake Jules Rimet. Have you heard this?
No.
So, I don't know if you know what the Jules Rimet is. Do you know the Jules... Do you know?
Nope.
So, the Jules Rimet was the... Some people call it... In Britain, they call it the Jules Rimet, but it was the Jules Rimet, because it's a French name. Named after Jules Rimet, as in Jules Verne, right? But not specifically Jules Verne, but... it was the original World Cup, right?
Okay.
For a long time, it was the World Cup. And when England won the World Cup in 1966, they got possession of the Jules Rimet until the next World Cup, as you do, right?
Yeah.
And they were like, well, wouldn't it be a good idea is if we wanted to do exhibitions and things like that, that actually, we want to make money off the cup and tour it and show it to people and display it. But it's going to be quite expensive to insure and stuff like that, right? So what we should do is we should make a replica of the Jules Rimet and just copy it, and we'll display that one, right?
Right.
So they went to... This was the Football Association in the UK. So they went to FIFA and said, hey, we've got an idea, right? We want to replicate... Make a perfect replica of the Jules Rimet and display it instead of the real one, so that it's safer and cheaper and stuff like that. And kind of understandably, FIFA were like, no. Like, we'd rather you didn't make a perfect copy of our highly valuable trophy that is, like, one of a kind and you're going to hold for 4 years without us really knowing where it is. And do you know what I mean? They had lots of very valid reasons for basically saying no. So the Football Association, quite understandably, you know, made one anyway. And didn't tell FIFA. And tried to keep it a secret. Because, you know, they just figured that would be the best course of action.
Wow.
So they made this fake Jules Rimet and displayed it and used it for... Basically, if between 1966 and 1970 you were in England and happened to see the World Cup at a public event, there's a good chance you weren't looking at the real one, right?
Yeah.
But then 1970 comes along and they have to return the World Cup, because you do, for the next people to come along. But now they've got a problem, right, which is they now have 2 World Cups and they've got to give the original one back, fair enough. But if anyone should then happen to point out, oh, well, funnily enough, back at the office, we've got another World Cup, they're screwed. So they had to give it back to the forger who had replicated it, and he had to hide it under his bed for decades and completely pretend it had never happened. He had to sign like an NDA and hide it and not show it to anyone under any circumstances, so that FIFA wouldn't find out that they'd basically faked this this trophy. And then it turned up again in the late 90s, and the owners decided to put it up for auction, and FIFA bought it for £250,000, which fueled speculation for a very long time that when England had returned the World Cup, they hadn't returned the real one.
That's awesome.
It turned out they x-rayed it, and it wasn't true, but for a long time, there was a lot of people suspecting that they'd faked the World Cup and given the wrong one back. And a lot of people still think that that's why FIFA bought it, you know what I mean? To verify it, if nothing else, you know?
Right.
And I thought that story was amazing. I just like the idea of, what if we just make a fake one? And they said no, and then they were like, what if we just did it anyway?
I always liked, it was a story. There's an American football team, the Cleveland Browns.
So it's just very funny.
Yeah, and there's a reason they were called the Browns. Like back in the day, like a brown was a thing, right? So
Oh no, I just but that's the name of Cleveland from Family Guy, right? That's what I was laughing at. I just don't think the word brown is inherently funny.
Right.
Wow.
Wow. But so it used to be the Baltimore Browns, and so here's the thing: is that most sports teams here are like owned by a bunch of private investors and corporations who make money off of the team success or whatever. So they apparently this team was so bad, right? The team was so bad that like no one in Baltimore really wanted them there. So they decided, like, okay, we're gonna leave. We're gonna move our team to Cleveland. Well, the thing is that sports teams being in a city are actually like a legitimate concern for local governments because the building of the stadiums costs a ton of money. It's disruptive to communities, and then like taxes and stuff like that. We're talking about a ton of money coming in and out of these like buildings that are based in these cities. So of course they have an interest, right? Oh, overtime. We tied.
Hey, we've never done this before.
So so the team wants to leave. Like, okay, we're gonna move our team to Baltimore, or we're gonna move our team to Cleveland. But the city government in Baltimore is like, no, you guys can't leave. You guys have debts here. You guys have, you have to pass it back, man. But essentially the city's like, no, you can't leave, right? Now, the thing is that the state and the federal government is not going to get involved with this. At this point in the game, they wouldn't now. But back then when this happened, they wouldn't get involved. They don't care.
Right.
So the team, like the entire football team, the trainers, the coaches, the mascot, whoever's associated with this team, in the middle of the night, in the middle of the night, basically pack up your things and escape. The football team has to escape Baltimore and make it to Cleveland in order to survive, essentially. And the police are searching for this team. All right. That should probably be our last one, actually. I might have to go in about 10 minutes. So yeah, so this is what happened. So in the dead of night, this American football team has to smuggle themselves out and as much equipment as they can carry, because that equipment's expensive. So players are like loading their cars up with like football pads and footballs and helmets and everything they can get their hands on, and escaping town in like this like organized manner. Like, okay, well, you two will leave now, and you two will leave now, and it's just and then like they show up in Cleveland and establish a team the next day. They're like, oh hey, we're in Cleveland, and Baltimore's like, what the fuck? You guys get back here. So for a long time, Baltimore could not have their own football team because Cleveland had an established football team, and if Baltimore established a team, that would mean that team would have to travel to Baltimore at some time to play them, which would be, in their eyes, entrapment. So Baltimore couldn't have a football team until they agreed to drop all the issues they had with the Cleveland Browns football team. That's why it took until, like, I think the late 80s, early 90s before Baltimore had a football team again.
That's amazing. So funny.
Another thing that I thought was really funny is like some of the most famous things in sports, like the stories behind them. like the famous thing like Babe Ruth, right? Babe Ruth, infamously, comes up the bat, points his bat out into the crowd, basically calls his shot. He says, "I'm going to hit a home run," right? That's the story.
Right.
Never happened like that.
He went out and he said, "I'm going to break 3 ribs on that old lady there."
Close.
And you know what? He was right every time. Exactly 3 ribs.
So what had been going on is, now this is the early days of baseball, or like not the early days, but
before we move on too much, I just want to say I'm totally imagining that baseball team moving city as a movie adaptation done in the style of like the Oregon Trail.
Or Argo.
Just them moving just from... Anyway, sorry, carry on. Babe Ruth.
It's like Lot and his wife and family leaving Sodom and Gomorrah.
Right.
Don't look back.
In the middle of the night.
Back. Yeah.
Hopping rail car to rail car,
Little campfires in the wilderness, cans of beans.
Yeah.
So what are you going to do when you get to Cleveland? Well, I was hoping to be a quarterback. Is that what you did in Baltimore? We were just there!
It's great. Anyway, yeah, carry on, sorry. Babe Ruth.
So, what was going on is that teams didn't like each other back in the day, especially with like baseball. There'd be some really long-running grudges. And it wasn't uncommon for these teams to have like a lot of bad blood between players and then trade the player off to another team. So all you had was like these like shifting feuds that just kept on shifting from team to team as players got moved around. And so there's a big feud between Babe Ruth and this one player. I can't remember who the player was, but they've been kind of sniping back and forth at each other this whole game. Saying little insults to each other and, shit like that, and generally kind of fucking with each other, and there's no rules against it in baseball at the time. So what it is what you're actually seeing with that picture of him pointing, he actually walks out onto the field and points his bat at the opposing team's dugout, saying, "I'm going to drill this ball into your dugout." And, but instead he hits a home run. And the story changes is that he called his home run. No, he actually fucked up completely because he was trying to drill the ball into the dugout and hit someone in the face.
So he completely and totally missed.
Yeah. He screwed up as much as he possibly could. He was trying to hit a ball into out-of-bounds foul territory
and commit assault.
Scored a run. Yeah.
Yeah. I hear Babe Ruth was also the first person to discover that you could get extra distance and aerodynamics on balls by fitting little aerodynamically designed blades of glass into the sides of the ball. Pioneer in that regard.
He was the first one to institute the commonly accepted tradition of bashing the opposing player's face into a car door for good luck. It's a sportsmanship thing.
The real contribution to the game I think he made was the added muscular strength you get on the tail end of your swing if you actually coat the opposing team's bat in arsenic.
Mystique the cute blue alien says, "First I drill your mom, then I drill your dugout."
And he missed both.
He got a home run on both.
He hit the home run, and the ball landed on his mom.
It went right up. Took a weird hop off a pebble. And he's sitting there going, "Oh shit, I fucked that up." But everyone's watching him, so he's like, "Yeah, courtesy of the Babe." What? Meant to do it. This guy.
I just picture him going everywhere in his uniform, you know, in his outfit, full gear, just walking town to town, committing atrocities, and then accidentally like foiling bank robberies. Like he's just beating up
traditions,
beating up a roaring 20s cliche stereotype Irishman, you know. And then as he swings the bat,
oh no, Babe Ruth.
Oh, it's the Babe.
Oh, it's McRuthie.
Yellow moons, purple hearts, green stars, and a bat to me fucking face. And he swings.
He's after me, Lucky Charms, and my fucking life.
And the gates of St. Peter.
Oh, saints preserve us, is the Babe.
but as he pulls. But as he pulls his bat back for the killing blow, he accidentally, like, dunks a bank robber on the head. You've saved us again, Babe Ruth! Oh, he's a hero, sure he is! Now get me to a hospital!
Tula Lula Rula, our economy is saved! Dear Sister Mr. asks, did any see Putin's ventriloquism act with the Trump dummy?
I say, Trumpy!
Now watch as I drink this glass of water. I spoke with the FBI, and they said that Putin did it, but then I spoke to Putin, and he said he didn't. So I have no reason not to believe him.
All while Putin was drinking this glass of water.
Mystique the Cube Blue Alien says, are you a Trump fan? No. Nope.
Actually, she says, area, you a Trump fan.
Area you. Yeah. Well, in that case, yes. But
no, definitely not.
no.
It was,
Yeah,
I have to say, you know, people are always talking about how bold and brave Trump is. I do think it was pretty brave to commit treason on camera.
Right, yeah, I mean, like, it doesn't get much more, you know, brazen than that, right? He's real dash cunning, that one. Just like, well, I like the cut of his jib, selling out his entire people on national TV. My God, that takes some cojones. Just
I like your
real
style,
moxie,
Trump.
that one.
I'm gonna make you president.
Stick with me, kid. I'm gonna make you a star.
Well, am I gonna be in movies? Yeah, peeing with a prostitute on a bed the Obama slept in. We'll call it the greatest story ever told.
Isn't that the nativity scene? Same thing.
The idea that Trump would say that, though.
Yeah, like he's the one who has reservations. Well, I don't know about this. Come on, you want to be famous? Zip. Just get them tiny hands over here. Okay.
I do find the interpretation of Trump, I'm sure it's not even true, because I don't think Trump's very smart, but I do think he's kind of intentionally malicious. But the Alec Baldwin Trump who just likes to play with things while Steve Bannon runs stuff is always entertaining to me.
Wee. Let's see here. Mystique the Cute Blue Alien says, I was Russian, but I spilled my Putin on the floor and I must go. Ah, okay, I get it. I spilled my Putin on the floor, and I'm Moscow before someone sees me. Got it. Puns! Puns!
Yes.
Those are pretty good puns, though. I appreciate. I approve of said puns. Sinister Mister says, yes, the highest level of special. Yeah, he's, yeah, no.
I did, I mean, it was the stupidest thing at the press conference. I spoke to my people. They said he did it. But he said he didn't. If only there was some way to know who was more likely to be lying. The person you're accusing or the representatives from the FBI. And then
I want him on my jury. Like, that's my thing. Like, if I ever commit a crime, I want Trump on my jury. Just be like, Trump, I didn't do it. Look, there's mounting evidence against him, but he says he didn't do it. So who am I gonna believe?
Particularly if, in any way, Obama had anything to do with producing the evidence against you.
Oh my god, so that was the funny thing is, so before that thing kicked off, I was at work when this happened, and whoever had the TV before I got into the break room had it on Fox News. And so they were doing this, like, vamping thing before the press conference started. And it was funny because for a brief shining moment, they became a legitimate news source, right? So they're sitting there, and the commentators are going like, so what do you think is going to happen during this this press conference? Trump made a lot of campaign promises about being tough on, you know, people who don't have America's interests at heart, and we believe, you know, it's clear that Russia does not have our best interests, and there's growing animosity. So do you think Trump is going to be tough on Russia? And the guy literally says, like, goes, well, you would hope he would be. You'd hope they would stand his ground, but I think that we've seen by his other negotiations that he's had that we're not probably going to get that. There's a lot of critics who are saying he was a little bit light on Kim Jong-un, and they're legit, like, being fair and balanced about what they were talking about. And then, like, I swear to God, someone must have came over one of their earpieces, because they pause. They, like, both the people talking pause, and then out of the blue goes, but remember, we're in this situation because of Obama's failure to follow his red line in Syria. And, you know, and Trump is just simply trying to catch up with those mistakes. So I'm like, oh my God, like, these poor reporters were legitimately trying. They were, like, trying to sneak in some actual, like, balanced commentary on the situation, and then, like, they got caught. They got caught, like, red-handed with their hand in the cookie jar. Like, some producer's like, whoa, what the fuck are they doing? No, cut the mic. No. Like, we have your family. You know what you have to do. Obama did it all.
I quite like Putin's response to that question as well, because he was like, alright, what can I say that will reassure them that I'm not the type of person that would, like, you know, be interfering with intellectual in elections and stuff like that. So he said, so you have to remember, I used to be an intelligence operative myself.
Remember, I was in the KGB.
And I think what he was trying to say was, like, sometimes we get it wrong, you know, like, but
right.
Yeah. It was pretty great.
It's like, I would never meddle in another country's elections. It's like I was pocket balls, like ballots for, like, Venezuela. Just oh shit.
Well, that was why it was so funny when it first came out.
Put in, what were those? Nothing. Come on, Vladdy. No, I don't want. Get them over. I don't wanna. Pooty.
Bow.
It's just bow. They're bowlets.
That's why it was so funny when it was first when it first started to become obvious, and there was that tweet that said, "Oh, the CIA is now very concerned that Trump might have interfered in their election." And I was like, "The CIA? Oh no! Well, they would know all about interfering in elections, wouldn't they?
Eventually, as soon as come out there, like Putin's like, "Oh yeah, we did that. We followed your guys' like how-to manual."
Right.
It's like CIA's meddling with elections for dummies.
We got a copy of the Windows 95 software, CIA Election Master 2000. we just changed
Turns
the
out it
name.
runs Doom.
We just changed the name from Latvia to the US.
Latvia.
It worked right up. You know, she did it all itself.
Right? Yeah. It was like running a perfect Excel sheet. Just changed the number, and all the formulas worked. All right, we need to start wrapping up here. I gotta get going.
Yeah, no worries, man. Where can they find you, Jonathan, outside of this channel? Well, outside of these streams.
You can find me on my Twitter, which is @JohnCPerson, or you can just watch me on this channel. All my content's here. I actually will be having some content come up this week. I promise.
Woo!
I haven't filmed and everything.
Ooh.
And what about you? Where can they find you?
Oh, go to my YouTube channel on youtube.com/Owen Adams, or go to my Twitch channel, twitch.com/Owen Adams from YT.
Yeah. Oh, and by the way, once we get our little Twitch thing for Not Biscuits up and running, you guys will know. Just follow us on our Discord or on my Twitter, and you'll be sure to get the information there.
Yeah.
If and when we do it.
Yeah. That's right.
Yep.
All right.
And by the way, Owen, it's twitch.tv.
Oh, okay.
Thanks, Lou's Corner. All right. Have a good one, everyone.
Bye, guys.